your host Jay Pops. Guys, it is early. It is early in the morning. I thank you all for waking up and wanting to, excuse me, while I'm trying to set up everything. I thank you all for waking up and wanting to enjoy this day with me. Okay? I told you guys that I was going to change the podcast timing around. This podcast will come out at about 5:45 now, which is very crazy. A lot of you guys probably looking at me crazy over there, but this to benefit a lot of things here. Excuse me, you see me moving all around the video this morning, but this is to benefit a lot of things here going forward. Okay. Uh, Also, just to give you guys some content early in the morning before you guys get started on all your other shows. So I want to make sure that everything going forward. And I know when I used to do it at about 9 o'clock and stuff like that, most of you guys used to be watching text ads, including myself. So I don't want to get in the way of those guys. All right. So from now on, we're going to do it like this here, 5:45. I know it's about 6 o'clock today. I was supposed to start on tomorrow, but it was a whole lot of stuff going on that morning, unfortunately. So, hey, we will continue doing now. All right. So, first and foremost, thank God that we are all alive this morning. Also, my condolences to Mike Leach and his family on the situation that's going on over there. No, we have not heard everything. Mike Leach is still here from what I've heard and from what I've seen all on social media and stuff like that. So I believe he is still fighting. But prayers to him and his family, and we just hope that he can get back to being Mike Leach, at the end of the day. Unfortunately for my mother's husband, her husband passed away over the weekend. So just make sure you guys send my mother, your prayers and stuff like that towards her. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and kick it on off here. So what is going on? A whole lot of recruiting that happened over the weekend. Just on yesterday, another defensive lineman committed to Texas A&M, and he is a part of the 2023 class. Believe it or not, he was part of the 2023 class. I know we've been seeing a lot of D linemen leave and go to the transfer portal. However, recruiting will take care of itself. As long as Jimbo Fisher, Terry Price, Elijah Robinson, those guys are there, recruiting will take care of itself, okay? Notice how I'm not talking in my microphone. I don't know what it is, but my microphone has been having some issues lately for whatever reason, so I'm just not going to talk into it for the time being, all right? So, once again, notice that that's really not a problem. I don't have a problem with guys transferring out because I knew for a simple fact that it was way too many guys there in the first place, and a lot of those guys are looking for playing time. All right, a lot of those guys are looking for starting time. I tell you right now, the D linemen that started this year, those will be the same D linemen that start next year. Okay, this is why in 2023 we should have one of the best D lines in the country. Hopefully we got one of the best linebacker rooms in the country too, but for the simple fact that the D-line class is going to be that good come next year, it excites me, even with guys transferring out. So the guys that we have now on this D-line, and let me go to our team rankings. As of right now, in the 24/7 Sports, Texas A&M team's ranking is number 17. And this is with only 13 commits, okay? They're number 17. We got 2 5-stars. We got 2 5-stars, 7 4-stars, and about 3 4-stars. No, about 4 4-stars. So we all know we got Ruben Owens that committed. All right, that there just completely broke the internet. David Hicks as well when he committed. That kind of broke the internet. Uh, the defensive lineman that just committed, well, edge rusher, Ryland Kennedy from Mansfield, Texas. He's a 3-star recruit. Nationally, he's number 800 in the country. From what I've seen and from what I'm hearing, because I have not looked at his film and nothing like that, he can play linebacker also. So this should be a D lineman so this should be an edge rusher / linebacker. He may be somewhat of like Damian Sanford, but I believe Damian Sanford is just a tad bit better. He's ranked above Samu. I'm not going to pronounce the last name, from Atascocita, Texas. The thing about Samu is that, or Simu, is that he reminds you of Vince Wilfork. Okay, we need that big body in the middle of the field. All right, he is considered a D lineman, in which probably he's a D tackle at the end of the day. But we need that big body in the middle of the field with long arms that can just reach on out there. Remind you of the guy that was at Georgia that came out. I think Big Jordan Davis, that's his name. It reminds you of him. I'm not going to say he's better than Jordan Davis, but he reminds you of Jordan Davis, okay? So that's why I say I don't have a problem with those guys leaving, because we got about 1, 2, 3, 4 D linemen coming in that can ultimately take over that position for the backup roles. Okay, so it's no issue there. But like I say, Ryland Kennedy is the guy that committed on yesterday. I feel very, very good after he committed, because that's not only doing this, but that is opening up this year. These are the targets. And once again, these are recruiting notes, and this is what you guys need to know. As right now, these are our recruiting targets. We don't have a quarterback committed to the class. We don't have a wide receiver committed to the class. Malachi Nelson, still a target, in which I believe that's a very long shot going forward. Zachariah Branch, wide receiver, number 5 player in the country, very long shot going forward. The safety, Peyton Bowen, I'm hearing that Oklahoma may just have a heavy lean on him, but I can still see A&M getting in there with their 50-50 chances. Linebacker Anthony Hill, of course, that's one of the guys that A&M is keying on, just as well as Texas and others. But he's the 5-star linebacker, national number 21. Hakeem Williams, they still are targeting him, in which I believe he may just stick firmly with Florida State there, but he's a 5-star wide receiver as well. Tony Mitchell. I'm going to say this here. I'm a big believer in that Tony Mitchell will flip from Alabama. Okay? I'm going to say this once again. I'm a big believer in the simple fact that Tony Mitchell will flip from Alabama. Now, when Nick Saban be mad, you can bet your ass he'll be mad. But I believe he will flip from Alabama. I told you what I was on that from the get-go. I'm a 9 out of 10 on that flip happening. Only because when that guy committed to Alabama, the cornerbacks coach was so mad for Texas A&M. He was so pissed off. And he didn't stop. He did not stop at all. He wanted that guy, and I believe he made a promise to himself that he was going to get it, no matter what. I can say the same thing with Peyton Bowen. Only thing with Peyton Bowen is that Peyton Bowen has been committed for a very long time in Notre Dame. That still doesn't mean anything that he can't pry him away from Notre Dame. All right, so please believe that. Another guy, Javion Tavino. I haven't heard much on him, because every time I read something up on him, it's a lot of people that say that guy is very, very secret. He keeps a lot of things to himself, and he keeps a lot of things to his family. I respect that at the end of the day. But this is what I'm hearing from like Steve Wilfong. This is what I'm hearing from my guy over there, the Tex Ags and stuff like that. Okay. So as of right now, it looks like it's a warm for LSU and it's a warm for Texas. It's still a warm for A&M, but it's a but it's a medium 6 for LSU, medium 6 for Texas. I can see him going. Man, I can see him going to 3 schools. It's just I'm not sure if I'm not sure if when he's going to commit. I think he said that he's going to commit early signing day or on the original signing day at the All American game, something like that. So we'll see. Jalen Brown, Texas A&M still has him as a target. I do not know if he'll be in this weekend. I don't think he will though. Cecilia O'Connor, he's an edge rusher. He's from Lee, Utah. I can see him being a linebacker. I believe if he was to commit to Texas A&M, he would take over that linebacker role. Okay. You guys can hear that big bang upstairs. That's my oldest daughter trying to hurry up and run out of here for that bus. She does this every morning, every morning. But I believe that A&M will have him on a visit this weekend. Understand that this weekend is the recruiting weekend for Texas A&M as well as a lot of other people. So just be looking out for that. I believe Jimbo Fisher will be visiting Anthony Hill this weekend, I believe. No, I believe he'll be visiting him this weekend, or Anthony Hill will be in town this weekend. It will be one and two. Another guy here, just keep an eye on. A lot of people going to look at me crazy when I say this here, because our tight end room is already packed, but you can never have too many tight ends. Jaden Platt. He was a tight end that 24/7 predicted him to go to Texas A&M, to be honest with you. I did predict him to commit to Texas A&M, but he ended up committing to Stanford. Of course, we all know that Stanford has a new head coach, so we will see what's what on that. I believe that Texas A&M may just have him flip at the end of the day from what I've read and stuff like that. So this may just be a 100% flip at the end of the day on early signing day. Joshua Manning, wide receiver that committed to Mizzou. I haven't really heard nothing on him. He may be in this weekend though, but I haven't really heard anything on him. Marcel Reed, the quarterback that committed to Ole Miss. He's a 4-star recruit, national number 288. He should be in town this weekend. I'm gonna tell you like this here. I haven't heard anything, but be expecting a flip from him. I'm just gonna put that out there like that. That's what my gut feeling is telling me. Expect a flip from Marcel Reed. Caden Jones, offensive tackle. I believe that he's been holding out his recruitment for some time. It looks like they have him crystal ball to Florida. I can still see A&M going in here and getting him. Okay. Hayden Moore, the linebacker, 3-star linebacker. He's committed to Nebraska. I'm just now kind of seeing him. I believe that he will be a transfer. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He will be there this recruiting weekend, I believe. So just be expecting that. All right. Couple more of the other guys here. Isaac Smith, 4-star recruit. He's from Fulton, Mississippi. He's right now crystal ball to Mississippi State. I do not know if he'll be out there for the recruiting weekend, but he may be. Okay. Keep in mind for transfers, so far as the transfer portal is concerned, I've only heard of a linebacker that's going to be there this weekend, but let me look at some things here and let me see who all these guys have visiting. Let me see the official visits. It should pop up here. All right, so Friday, December 16th. I need you guys to listen to this. Friday, December 16th, David Hicks will be in town. Ruben Owens will be in town. Tony Mitchell is already confirmed. He will be in town. Jaden Platt will be in town. Marcel Reed, he will be in town. Caden Jones, offensive lineman. Okay, so let me go through this. David Hicks, 5-star, defensive lineman, number 7 in the country. Ruben Owens, 5-star running back, number 23 in the country. He will be there. Tony Mitchell, 4-star recruit. He was a 5-star at first. I believe when it's all said and done, he will shoot back up to a 5-star. But Tony Mitchell, 4-star, safety, national, number 46. He's committed to Alabama at the moment. He will be in town. Jaden Platt, tight end, 4-star, number 235 in the country. He's committed to Stanford, but he will be there in town. Marcel Reed, 4-star, quarterback, number 288. He will be in town. Caden Jones, 3-star, number 495, recruit. He will be in town. Hayden Moore. He's a linebacker. I think he's already at Nebraska, or he's committed to Nebraska, one of them, transfer. He will be in town. Rylan Kennedy, I think he had already visited on the 9th. Be looking for this list to have a lot more people going forward. This isn't the entire list, so please be on the lookout for that, okay? So, with that being said, what other news do I have? Let's talk about the offense coordinator search. So far as the offense coordinator, I'm hearing that Garret Riley turned down a 3-year deal for $6 million. This is what I heard. This is the TCU's offense coordinator. That guy was number 1 on the list, just like everybody told you. But I have heard that he turned down the offer that Texas A&M gave him. Proposed to him. I heard that he did turn it down. I hate that happened. I do not know if Texas A&M is maybe planning on making another offer, but you could see something here in the near future. That's what I will say about that. I know a lot of people were upset because of the simple fact of a lot of sports media analysts came out and said, Bobby Petrino is merging as the top candidate for the Texas A&M offense coordinator job. I'm gonna tell you like this here, and this is from me listening to multiple guys, especially at Texas. That guy was never number 1. He was never a number 1 candidate for the offense coordinator role. Did he interview for it? Yes, probably so. At the end of the day, I've said this time and time again. The sports media world is so biased when it comes to talking about Texas A&M. It's like they get major clicks when they say things about A&M that are not good at all. They're putting things out there that's legitimately not true. It's not true at all. Even if Bobby Paterno was to be the guy that gets picked for offense coordinator role, I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't have a problem with it. Why don't you have a problem with it, J Pops? Well, because Bobby Paterno produced the Heisman Trophy winner. Even though it's been some time ago and that offense was clicking at its finest at Louisville. We're talking about Louisville, people. That's the only Heisman Trophy winner that Louisville will ever see, probably going forward for this century, on out. So I don't have a problem with him going to go get Bob Petrino, because at the end of the day, if Nick Saban was to go out and get Bob Petrino, it wouldn't be a problem with anybody. Everybody would just say, "Oh, okay, well, that's what Nick Saban does." It wouldn't be a problem at all. But all of a sudden, it's a problem because it's Bobby Paterno and what happened at Louisville while he was a head coach. It's a problem with DJ Durkin because of what he did over there at Maryland. Well, what happened at Maryland when he was a head coach, in which that wasn't on him. That was on the strength and conditioning coach that done that. But it's a lot of things because of the simple fact that Jimbo Fisher is the head coach. They're going to put out there and they're going to make a lot of people scrutinize Jimbo Fisher in Texas A&M. I'll look at the hires that he's making. Once again, if this was Nick Saban, you wouldn't even heard about it. You wouldn't have heard about it at all. If this is Kirby Smart, you wouldn't even heard about it. You wouldn't have heard about it at all. So it blows my mind that people does that when it comes to those type of things. So once again, Bob Petrino isn't the number one candidate. Jimbo Fisher will continuously look around until he gets somebody that he wants to come in and is capable of turning this thing around, in which they have people at their disposal. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, man, don't nobody want to come in and take on a dumpster fire, or don't nobody want to come in and coach under Jimbo. Okay, well, Jimbo has a national title. The thing about it is that Jimbo is willing to give up one of his prime spots that he does best in what has made him a living and put him into a head coaching spot, to see that he can to go forward with trying to get to a national title. You guys need to understand it already. All right, so it's nothing wrong with that. I don't think he will hire Bobby Petrino. I think he will go out and find him somebody that's an elite offense coordinator or an up and coming offense coordinator. Okay, so that's what I believe on that. If he does hire Bobby Petrino, I'm fine with it. All right, it seems like the guys that's committed and the guys that's there now, they're pretty much fine with it as well. Did I want Garret Riley? Yes, but he turned down the offer. What are you gonna do? You gonna force him to come to College Station? So it is what it is. And from what I'm looking at, he may have turned down the offer because I think Chris Marshall may just end up being at TCU. I really honestly do think that. The 5-star wide receiver that transferred out. So you guys have to know that there. All right. So I don't have any other candidates to speak of. Because it's a lot of them that then went off the radar board now. Okay, so you got to remember that. I don't see anything from Texas as well that's saying it's another coordinator. I would have to really look into it. Also, man, you guys have to know this here. I forgot all about this commitment. 2024 wide receiver DeBron Gallen commits to Texas A&M. He's a 4-star wide receiver from out of Milton, Georgia. That guy's going to be a stud. Okay, he is going to be a stud. So make sure you guys watch for that as well. Once again, I don't know who may be the offense coordinator, but I do know that Jimbo Fisher has something up his sleeve, and he should be announcing probably sometime shortly, man. Maybe over the weekend. All right, hopefully. But that's all I have for you guys on today. Please make sure you guys continue to subscribe to the show, and remember that this podcast will be out Monday through Thursday at 5:45 a.m. If it doesn't come on at 5:45, then it will be at 6 o'clock. Okay? So I love all of you guys. Please subscribe to the show. Hit that like button. Tell all of your friends. #EagleMax.